Afternoon, everybody. It's Lit Soc. It's Thursday, and it's been a very odd day in terms of hail and sunshine. But we're in the middle of Science Week with wonderful science fair happening today. Anybody been? No, an answer came there. None. Okay. At this moment, they're setting up for the evening version. So today's presentation, which is Eleanor doing with all sorts of wonderful things with A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which we've been waiting with bated breath since before Christmas. So we're really looking forward to this. So thank you so much, Eleanor, for doing this for us, and we look forward to it, don't we, everybody? Yes. Yep. Yes.
Oh, there you go. That's it. Round of applause. There we go, guys. Excellent.
Huzzah.
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 Alright, okay, so we're going to be talking about one of my favourite books, which is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I think I first read it when I was about 10 with my dad, and I think it's a really great point for people who want to get into sci-fi but are slightly daunted by the size of some of the heavier sci-fi books. It's quite light, it's quite funny, it's a really good blend of sci-fi and kind of comedy and things like that, and so, it's something you can kind of read in an afternoon sort of thing. I personally find the style of humour in this quite funny. It's kind of Monty Python-esque. You don't
quirky,
really...
isn't it?
Yeah, it's quirky. You don't know what's going to come next, which I find really funny. But I understand it's in everyone's kind of cup of tea. The later books in the series, because it's... what is it? It's an increasingly inappropriately named trilogy. It's 5 books. So the later books do kind of get more expansive. It goes out into the world more. I think there's time travel in the later one where the protagonist goes back to Earth, sort of thing. And so that also gets... It does get more... what's the word? More quirky, philosophical as it goes on. Yeah, but I'd say that this is a really good jumping off point, and I would say kind of anyone who's here could read it, really.
Well, Year 7 have looked at it, and Year 8.
So in fact, everyone here...
everybody here
will have come across it, I'm sure.
Has everyone?
Yeah, I've come across it before.
There we go.
We have a little bit... We have the beginning... chapters in the anthology that the Year 7 study early on. So it's part of the fiction. So it's the science fiction genre, and that's alongside Mortal Engines.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
In the anthology.
In the anthology, yeah.
They haven't got anything to do with each other otherwise.
Yeah. We've had it,
at least not obviously, anyway.
This is our 4th year now.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So when was it first published, Anna?
Ooh. Do you know this? Could you tell me?
Sometime in the 1970s.
Oh, well done, 1979.
Good.
I think. Of course, it was a radio show first, and then it was adapted into a book. I don't know.
6:30 on a Radio 4. Yeah, it was compulsive listening.
Well, of course, it was a radio show, and then it was a book, and then we've had 2 films of varying quality.
We've had a BBC series as well.
Yeah, don't forget a series.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, it's been very successful. It's spawned a lot of franchises.
Yes, and Don't Panic has entered the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
42 also.
Yeah.
Which one was the one with Martin Friedman?
That was a film. That was probably about 10, 15 years ago now. Yeah, Martin Friedman is the main character, who I'm sure you'll tell us all about in a minute. And Sam Rockwell, I think, was in it as well as one of the more standout characters. I'm nodding towards the tail. I don't want to say who, because I don't want to steal Alan's thunder here by telling all the characters. But yeah, I thought that was quite good. Stephen Fry did some narration for it as well. That film.
Yes, I think I might have listened to the audiobook with him narrating.
And Douglas Adams did some work for Doctor Who as well, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he wrote some of the classic ones. Sorry, I'm also quite a big fan of Doctor Who, as Jersey.
Well, so is everyone around here. We've talked about Doctor Who before, haven't we, in Lit Soc? So.
Yeah. So I'm going to try and introduce you guys to the characters through these little figurines that I've made. We have our main character, Arthur Dent. He is kind of your average Joe. We're first introduced to him in the introduction, where his house is attempting to be bulldozed so that bypass can be put through.
Now, this is the sort of thing that was happening in the 1970s.
Social commentary scene.
And it's called compulsory purchase. So he had no choice, but he's fighting it tooth and nail by going to the pub.
Exactly. Well, first he comes out of the house in his dressing gown, as I have tried to paint onto him and failed, and lies down in front of a bulldozer and attempts to get into a somewhat philosophical argument with the bulldozer driver about why he shouldn't bulldoze his house. And then essentially his I would say his best friend, I think, Ford Prefect, comes running down the road and tells him that the Vogons are invading, they have to leave now. Arthur has no clue what's happening, so they go to the pub.
When in doubt.
Ford gets him...
British still, not a cup of tea, but for a pint, yes.
Ford gets him completely drunk, and then they jump onto a Vogon ship. I would like to read one of my favourite lines, if I can find it, which is where... Oh no, I really should have bookmarked this. I think I found it. Which is where Arthur is talking to the bulldozer driver, Mr. Prosser, about, his house is being knocked down. He had no clue that this was happening. And of course this is paralleled in the destruction of the Earth, which happens about 30 pages in, so it's not that much of a spoiler. Where, the Earth has no idea that this was happening.
No, because it was all at Town Hall and nobody goes to the Town Hall to look at things, yeah.
Exactly, so I would like to read this interaction between Arthur and the bulldozer driver. Appropriate time, hooted Arthur. Appropriate time. The first I knew about it was when a workman arrived at my home yesterday. I asked him if he'd come to clean the windows, and he said no, he'd come to demolish the house. He didn't tell me right away, of course. Oh no. First he wiped a couple of windows and then charged me a £5. Then he told me. But, Mr. Dent, the plans have been available in the local planning office for the last 9 months. Oh yes, well, as soon as I heard, I went round to see them yesterday afternoon. You hadn't exactly gone out of your way to call attention to them, had you? I mean, like actually telling anybody or anything. But the plans were on display. On display! I eventually had to go down to the cellar to find them. That's the display department. With a torch. Well, the lights had probably gone. So had the stairs. But look, you found the notice, didn't you? Yes, said Arthur. Yes, I did. It was on display in the bottom of a locked filing cabinet stuck in a disused lavatory with a sign on the door saying, "Beware of the leopard." And of course the exact same thing, well, not with the lavatory and the leopard, but the exact same thing happens in the destruction of Earth.
Yes.
The Vogons disintegrate it in about 5 minutes to build a space bypass, and the only 2 survivors are Ford. His real name's... No, his name's Ford Prefect.
Which is a car.
Which is a car, which of course is because he is an alien who's come down to Earth to do some research for The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The book, he works as an editor. Well, no, he's an editor on this book, and he's gone down to Earth to update Earth's entry in the book. It's been there 10 years because he got stuck, but he manages with Arthur to kind of jump to a Vogon spaceship in the atmosphere. And so we've got...
How did he find out in advance? Can you remember?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
He's got a tracker in his bag.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Oh,
yes.
yeah, he had a lot of things in his bag.
Oh,
Yeah, he's got a lot of things in
Indeed.
his bag.
What did you put in your bag when you had to design it?
I
remember?
forgot.
Did you take a torch?
I'm pretty sure I took a toothbrush.
Or a toothbrush, yes, very good.
Oh, I think I took a colouring pencil as well.
Uh-huh, yep.
Okay.
We do have something everybody should have in their bag on this table.
A towel.
A towel, yeah.
Towel.
Yep.
Good part of any hitchhiker's bag. But yeah, he's got a signal so you can jump to incoming ships because he's been stranded
That's
there.
right, yes. Yeah.
And so Arthur is the only human alive at this point. All 8 billion of us have been wiped out by the Vogon's ray, and they're trapped on this Vogon ship together. And there we meet, Arthur's first aliens. We've got the we've got the Vergons. They are a particularly nasty bunch.
Yes, they are. Yes.
Known for their big claim to fame is they have the third worst poetry in the universe, which I will now attempt to find and read to you.
Brace yourselves, everyone.
Oh no, it's worse than Apollo's.
It's a bit like Superman, where when Superman's learning, he has.
You're talking about the Christopher Reeve movie now?
Yeah, the
the first one.
where the holograms stand up, don't they, and declaim poetry to him. And there's one about lovely as a tree, and it's so dully delivered that he wouldn't have learned anything, really. Anyway.
This particular poetry is inflicted as punishment when the Vergons find out that Arthur and Ford are on the ship.
Right.
Oh, feddled grunt bugly, thy mecturations are to me as Plural's gabble blotch it's on a lurged bee. Arg, went Ford Prefect, wrenching his head back as lumps of pain thumped through it. Group, I implore thee, my firtling turdendomes, and hooplessly dangle me with crinkly bindle wordles. I will rend thee in the gobblewarts with my bludgeon. See if I don't. So...
Please, no more, please.
Beautiful.
Pretty bad poetry. And then, of course, these two get thrown out of a Vergon airlock. I'm kind of explaining the story at this point, but I have to introduce you to all the characters. Get thrown out of Vergon airlock, and very fortunately for them, before they die in the infinite vacuum of space, they get picked up by a ship. That ends quite fragile. It's called the Heart of Gold. I've written unstealable beneath it for no specific reason. It's definitely not going to get stolen. They get picked up by the Heart of Gold. It's captained in name by Zaphod Beeblebrox, which is this guy with two heads, but in practice by Trillian. In later books she has a full name, it's Trillian Astra. She did have a normal name, but I can't remember it because she is another Earthling who left 10 years ago with Zaphod, was pretending to be a normal guy in a nightclub, I think, at the time. And she's a very accomplished astrophysicist, so she's kind of doing most of the work, while Zaphod, who at this point is the president of the galaxy, is kind of swanning around. They're on the Heart of Gold, which is a very special ship because it has, I don't know if you can, well, that's upside down, has something called an infinite improbability drive, which is a very special device, which essentially is anything you think can happen, or can't think can happen. It's improbable, you see. It's all very complicated, and I don't really understand it. But weird things happen, and that's of course used as
warp drive on Star Trek. You're never quite sure how it works, and also this is all pre Star Wars as well. Everybody, so long before they was. It was just published in '79, but he'd written it before.
Before, 77 was when the film came out. Star Wars film came out, but yeah, he'd written it before that. So
yeah.
Yeah, well, absolutely mad spaceship. You don't know what's going to happen. We've also got Marvin, Paranoid Android.
My favourite.
He's also on this spaceship. He is quite upset about the fact that he was created, and so he's not the happiest fellow. But, you know, he's coming along, begrudgingly.
Sentient AI, very early, very, very early for a sentient android,
And very emotional. Depressed, mostly.
I'd like to try and read you one of my favourite passages, and also the favourite passages of the guy who wrote the introduction to my copy of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxies. It's about the infinite improbability drive. I really should have looked through a copy of it.
Oh, I mean, to be fair,
don't mind.
don't worry about it.
It's the bit with a whale.
Through space, don't worry about it. How fast are we going, scientists? How fast are we going?
Like
Don't shrug, Lucy. This is an important start. I think think we're going about 55,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Can you tell?
No.
No. Amazing, isn't it?
I mean, are you going by actually how fast we are going through space?
Yes.
In reality?
Yes.
You see, don't you?
Gravity is a wonderful thing.
So, like, because the sun's pulling us through space.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know whether you were saying the room was actually moving or not.
No. We had this speculative conversation somewhere else, but whether there are people who can tell we're moving through space, whether that's possible. Because there are human beings that have got perceptions beyond normal. So.
It's like extreme vertigo.
Anyway, sorry, Eleanor.
Yeah, sorry, sidetracked there, weren't we?
It's no worries. Another thing that got forgotten was the fact that, against all probability, a sperm whale had suddenly been called into existence several miles above the surface of an alien planet. And since this is not a naturally tenable position for a whale, this poor innocent creature had very little time to come to terms with its identity as a whale, before it then had to come to terms with not being a whale anymore. This is a complete record of its thoughts from the moment it began its life till the moment it ended it. I will skip right to the end of this whale's thoughts.
Quite a lot of thoughts there.
And wow, hey, what's this thing suddenly coming up towards me very fast? Very, very fast. So big and flat and round. It needs a big, wide-sounding name like ow, ound, round, ground. That's it. That's a good name. Ground. I wonder if it will be friends with me. And the rest after a sudden wet thud with silence.
Aww.
Curiously enough, the only thing that went through the mind of the bowl of petunias as it went was, oh no, not again. Many people have speculated that if we knew exactly why the bowl of petunias had thought that, we would know a lot more about the nature of the universe than we do now. Yeah, so that's one of my favourite bits, I think. I mean, I feel terrible for the whale, but it's just such a...
1979, Wales were in real trouble. I mean, real trouble. Greenpeace were trying their best to stop whaling happening, but Japan and Norway and various other people were still... it was the Save the Whale campaign, definitely.
And that's why the Star Trek 4 film got made as well, presumably.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, they had to save the whales.
They had to save the whales.
So save the planet Earth.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. And they land on this alien planet, and I would just like to share the name of one of the people they meet, well, the only person really that they meet there, because it's one of my favourite ones, and it's what my dad keeps on setting as his Netflix username.
Right, well, we can find out that then.
Right, they meet Slutty Bartfast on this alien planet. He is an architect. I'm not going to tell you of what or why or what happens next, because I will.
Station.
I will suggest that you read the book, because I don't think I've spoiled a massive amount, but you can take a lot more from it than what I've
There's
read out.
lots of fun with names, aren't there? Yeah.
Yeah, they've also got the great prophet Zarquan turns up in the restaurant at the end of the universe, which is another thing my dad keeps on putting as all his usernames. I am going to relinquish my seat if anyone wants to share any of their thoughts on the book, and then I think we're going to do our scavenger hunt.
Great, okay.
Because I've talked a lot about The Hitchhiker's Guide, but Douglas Adams has also written another book that I know of called Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency.
Oh yeah, that was good with Stephen Mangan.
Yeah, the adaptation. Yeah.
We
We got a couple of books up there as well. If anyone's interested, but yeah.
Okay,
That was-
anybody?
yeah.
Josie, you want to talk about it? No? Okay. Lucy, do you want to talk about it when you...
About what was in your, your bag.
Researched most of it.
Well, was it the last one you did?
No, because apparently we were too good to read the beginning, so we just kind of entered in the pub.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Anyone?
Right. Ria, can you remember it?
Not really.
Not
'cause
really.
I joined when they were doing
Okay.
it. I
think we'll go to the scavenger hunt.
Okay.
I just read
Which
about
will
some
get
guy
them.
complaining in a pub.
It might jog their memory over a few
Because his
things.
house has been demolished.
Oh, Josie?
I love at the beginning when he's... I've had a mind blank of the name. the guy who's disguised as an alien. Like you.
For prefect.
Or for prefect.
For prefect.
Yes.
And I think it's so funny that his like camouflage as a human is like that no one questions him, is that he's just an out of job actor.
Yes.
And that he has random scripts.
Yes.
And like just before the end of the world he like throws out Joseph in his Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yes.
Throws out Jesus
Yes.
Christ Superstar.
Which of course go on to be massive hits. And in 1979 Jesus Christ Superstar was, but Joseph hadn't made it into the West End. Not yet anyway.
It's just so funny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Funny enough, I was listening to Tim Rice going home last Thursday night. He's doing a big tour with a backing group and a band to go through his musical life, the things that he's written, and they were playing Joseph, and then they played Jesus Christ Superstar. I Don't Know How to Love Him. Going down memory lane, because I was in Joseph, and I also invested in it as well when it came into the West End. So it's interesting that it's part of the book as well. There's lots of cultural references that you don't realise until you go back to it. It's very much of its time, but also it's got something to say about looking after our planet.
Yeah,
isn't it? Right. So what have we got to do for our scavenger hunt then?
Well, because we've got Doug Gently's His Holistic Detective Agency and Hitchhiker's Guide. I've combined them. I am going to need, in a second, everyone to close their eyes while something interesting happens. And I am, unfortunately, going to be replaced with someone else.
Okay. Oh, no.
Come in.
Can we trust this person?
Right, so...
closing our eyes now?
Yeah.
In a second, we'll just... Yeah, I'm just going to say, well, I've got all the clues here. Right. We're going to open each clue packet and hopefully find the... well, we've got 6 suspects here. And in each packet...
I think it's Marvin.
Is the mouse supposed to be supersized?
Well, it's the issue...
Why shouldn't it be? It's been radiated. The Bogons.
The Amazon listing didn't have any nice looking small mice, so I've got a big rat and it's a small mouse.
Over it.
Exactly. And we're going to eliminate suspects one by one, and then if we get the right guy, then we've got a prize from the...
Oh, and then there were none.
And then there were none.
Exactly.
And then there were none.
Right, okay, so I'm going to need everyone to close their eyes for this.
Paranoid android.
Special thing.
He's a robot. He's very miserable.
Close your eyes, everyone. I know what.
Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
I know what's.
I have to tell you guys when to open them. It might have to be a little while.
I think 1 or 2 people might know what's coming, judging by the laughter. I know what's coming, but I'm going to close my eyes anyway.
What's the issue with this is that I had too much fun making it, and thus shared with too many people.
Current test because she was too involved in getting ready for Lit Soc.
Really?
I hope that's a joke, Miss Andy.
It's a joke.
Holly, close your eyes.
Close your eyes. Trust me, it is going to be worth it. The reveal. Yeah, Miss Andy knows what's coming as well.
I really want to cheat.
Well, resist.
I know.
Resist the temptation.
Yes, resist the temptation.
I should have taped these on. Okay, everyone may now open their eyes.
Wow.
Unfortunately, Ellen has been replaced with kind of a whatever speed. Well, Zaphod Beeblebrox actually has his head grafted on. The aliens, his species he is from, aren't actually like that. But someone new has turned up. But more importantly, the heart of gold has gone.
Oh no!
It has been stolen. We have our first clue as to who may have stolen it. Well, it's not like that. We're eliminating who could have stolen it out of these 6 potential suspects. Right. So I have clue 1 right here. This will point to the direction of a book in the library, either upstairs or downstairs, or a position of a book where a book in the library might be.
Pay attention.
Thus allowing us to solve the crime. We'll find, if we're right, there'll be a blue envelope with the alibi in it. So here's our first clue.
Come and have a look.
Careful, don't knock.
Hydrogen, iodine. I don't know. Iodine. Okay. Hydrogen, iodine, text.
Oh, we've got
There's two parts.
We might need this.
Do we have to find the symbols or something?
I think.
Well,
that's
yeah, you can see there's
very
two parts to
good.
this.
There's also a hint on the back if we get massively stuck.
Don't go straight to the hints. See if you can work it out first.
H. I.
Take a pen and
No, those aren't. I wouldn't say that those are very good pens. I'd say that pen's better. You might not see very much with that pen.
It's a decoy pen.
Yeah, it's a
decoy.
We want the T one.
Red herrings everywhere.
Exactly.
Doug Gently would have had to put up with those, of course,
It's here.
in his investigations.
TC.
Or yeah, I'll have another cup of tea because we've got a nice full teapot there.
It's Hitchhiker's Guide.
With thanks to the lower than average tuna.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna just go. Yeah, let's just go with that. Yeah, Hitchhiker.
Don't know what happened there.
Seaborgium.
It's a real element.
A real element.
Yeah, it could be my fault. Maybe.
SQ.
G.
G. Oh, SQ.
Yeah, I had to go on to
Yeah,
a
guide.
website which.
Okay, let's find Hitchhiker's Guide.
No,
Who's the author?
Douglas Adams.
It's not in there.
Is it really hard?
right. To the good. We figured it out, have we?
Yeah, it says Hitchhiker's Guide.
Aha!
It's very obvious then.
Americana.
Oh, it's here. It's AD.
Oh,
Like, not like here.
Excuse me.
already?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Got it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Alibi 1.
Well done.
Ford Prefect can't have stolen this ship as he is currently a penguin and thus lacks thumbs. Ford, you're turning into a penguin. Stop it.
Okay, so we know it's not Ford. Ford is safe.
Safely under the towel.
Right.
Towel of protection.
All competent people.
No, that's clue 4. We're looking for clue 2.
Two is coming out, everybody.
Would anyone like
Right, read it out then. So
Oh, I think that one's the fun. That's a second hint for if we get really stuck.
Don't look at the hint.
Yeah, come on, guys. Don't take the easy
As
option.
adds wherefore invites tunnel. Is it something to do with the word capitals and
You might want to look at the.
it says it's an anagram and capital letters denote a new word. Let's see. Okay.
Like they're the start of a word, the capital letters.
So okay, so let's just
You might want paper.
choose like this.
Yo, can you see the envelope? We can use this. Can we use this? Can we like cut it in half?
Yeah.
Can you just rip it in half? Just
Yeah, that's fine.
Just like.
Or you could just get a
Oh, I'm
fresh
awful
paper.
at Adams.
I'll look like it.
So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 words.
Yeah, that's a very good start.
Here we go, a bit of charades.
Here? You can use this. Okay, so.
I've got no idea.
Is it just like the words, or is it like the entire thing?
Is it a
It's the
phrase,
entire thing. I think we've got it in pretty good authority that it is a phrase and a somewhat popular phrase.
in real life
recognisable.
or in the book?
It's seeped into real life. We can have a look at the second hint if anyone wants
Is it something that everybody would know?
the answer. I'd say, right, should we get the second hint? Oh, and everything.
Oh,
Do we want to attempt the anagram?
No.
You can do this, guys. Come on.
Should we like
Insist.
write it out and then cross it out as we go?
That's all right.
So,
What's the first one?
as add. Wait, turn it around a bit.
You
What's
might
the
want to
letters?
start.
Can you tell me what the letters are?
Quite long.
It's quite long.
As, add, wherefore, invites, tunnel.
Yeah, but the letters.
A-A-T-U-L.
So everything is spelled E V
No, and everything would be in addition to
universe.
Yeah, that's the last bit.
Try universe. 4, like from here. So
Mr. Humphries, can you work it out?
Well, the thing is, I actually know what it is because I was helping Eleanor set it up.
Right.
So it is a bit challenging, but they are capable of solving it. Definitely, they just got to apply themselves.
Have you read the book?
No, I haven't. I have it at home.
okay, thank
Is
you.
it in one of like the 50 books that are just waiting to be read?
No, there are not 50 books waiting to be read, Lucy. That's very insulting.
I've got
Phoebe
over
has
50
books waiting to be read.
Esther, I've got over 50 books waiting to be read. So nothing to be ashamed of.
Yep. Join the club.
Live.
And don't forget, everybody, before the 13th and 11th go, we will be looking at how many books we've all read this year.
So
Oh yeah, and 13 want to do something, by the way, incidentally. I don't think I've mentioned to you.
I hope so, before they go.
Yes, Josie and
Yeah,
all of you.
It's practically a tradition.
the solution.
Where is
The
this item,
solution
by the way?
over 42.
I think
Oh, 42. Oh, sorry.
Library.
Did I just hear someone say?
Oh, okay.
Downstairs?
Yeah, I think you might want to
I think they might have figured it out. Right, come on, let's
What are you
list
looking
it.
at? When was it?
42 in the duodecimal system, but we don't have 42, so it's as close to 42 as we can get.
Yeah, unfortunately, no books that have got 42.
No.
Obviously, we've got
Isn't
books.
it 842?
Yeah, we do have those, but
okay, but
Eleanor
not
didn't want to go down
42.
that route. So
Okay.
I did
You sit
I
down,
thought
you
it'd
sit
be
down.
too hard if we went 420, as Mr. Humphries suggested, because it's difficult to find. It's in 30, because that's computing.
Dewey.
Yeah. I thought it was the first clue I came up with. I thought I was very clever for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is quite a difficult anagram. Oh well.
So it's great we have got it this week when it's Science Week as well.
Oh, I didn't think of that until I got the Science Week assembly, but yeah, it's pretty good.
It was a good assembly, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Mr. Owen is... he's my biology teacher. He's a really good biology teacher. He's so passionate about everything. You can really... Oh, Mr. Humphries following with a camera. Well? Yes?
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
Oh, well done, Josie. Okay, everybody sit down then. We'll have a little read.
It says Trillian can't have stolen the ship as she was too busy pondering her existence.
What is the meaning of life?
You can read the quote if you like.
The answer to the great question of life, the universe and everything
42.
is 42, said Deep Thought, with infinite majesty and calm.
Right, clue 3. Would anyone like to attempt clue 3?
Right, get it out then.
BQ or York? What's a Q? What? QR. Oh! BQ, QR, York.
Is it a code?
You might want to... that one...
Suggest minus 3 from what you're thinking.
Oh, it's Caesar shift. So -3.
Shall I write the numbers down?
I'll just do B minus 3. 1, 2, 3,
Wait,
Y.
what? You just do it.
Okay.
2.
Oh, I messed that up.
Sorry.
Plus 3.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. E. Q. 1, 2, 3. T. Q. T again. R.
Oh.
Two Brutus.
Yeah.
Etu Brutus?
Do brute.
Yeah, and those are your hints.
I hate March.
Right. So,
Where the eyes
where do we think this might be hidden in the library? As potentially, if we're thinking about who said this.
Caesar, like ancient history.
Yeah, I might go have a look at 900 to 999 in the two.
Thanks for signposting that for them.
Was that classics?
I think so. It's where I asked Mr. Humphreys to hide
History.
it.
Oh.
Ancient history.
Oh, okay.
Let's see
Didn't
how
think we had much in
well
ancient
our
history.
Lit Soc
Oh, well.
do well.
I was looking for Caesar's autobiography, but I realised he hadn't written one.
There's only the Gallic Wars, isn't there? He wrote that, but that's not really... I mean, that's about the Gallic Wars, I think.
No, I was going for something with Caesar just written on it.
He didn't have time, poor thing.
There we go. So,
I hope we're on. I was worried about how long this might take, but I think we're all
No,
going
I
to be
think
all
we'll
right.
be all right, love. At least it's light now, this is the thing. So if we're a bit over, don't worry.
No, I was worried about being under.
No, that's never a problem.
she just said, the reason she said 999 was
Because we can always talk about other books that are,
what have you got there? What's that?
science fiction or...
Mm.
Do you read much science fiction?
I read quite a lot of science
Yeah.
fiction and fantasy. Yeah.
And this what got you into it?
Yeah. It was a book I read with my dad when I was about 10, and so it was the thing that kind of really pushed me towards sci-fi. Because it is very accessible, I think.
Yeah. It was very funny because Peter Jones, who played the book, he was a very familiar voice on, and he's Toby Jones's father, the actor, and he was already a very familiar voice on radio. He'd done all sorts of things, but lot of straight men to comics, but he was bunter to Ian Carmichael's
It's sunny again.
Lord Peter Wimsey. So
Yay.
has it stopped hailing?
Yeah.
Goodo. Right.
Stafford couldn't have stolen the ship. He was far too busy becoming president. Anyone who's capable of getting themselves made president should on no account be allowed to do the job.
Yes.
That is quite
That's appropriate.
lovely.
Right,
Certain person.
this is clue 4.
Would you like us to?
So where did you find
You
it?
can. This one's my weakest clue, so we'll see.
Is it really easy or really hard?
That's what
I
Ellen's
think
saying,
it's
really
quite-
easy. So you should get it really easily.
No, complete opposite.
Oh, really hard.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to read out some more.
It's a bag.
Some more
Wait,
of
did
this.
you read this?
Yes.
That's so cool.
Blim miserable venetiet, blim forever me languish asunder frapped, ganshi morphosi, thou ex pungius quopsis. It's by Great Vergon Jeltz of the Hyperspace Planning Council. What do you think this is?
A poem.
Right, and then
So where would you like to find it in the library then?
Poetry?
maybe a
Yeah, well, these are
particular
really like
poet who Vergon Jeltz has taken great inspiration from.
Shakespeare.
What did you say, Ria?
Shakespeare.
I think you might want to go have a look.
Go find where Shakespeare
Right,
is.
that's our own
I
movie
know
again,
what
folks.
Shakespeare is. The original.
I hope you all know where
You
Shakespeare
do
is.
like
It's Shakespeare after all.
Maybe.
In clue 5? Fab. I'm taking this with me.
Okay. I gave a real attempt at writing my own Shakespearean sonnet in Vergon, but I couldn't.
It's the iambic pentameter, isn't it?
That was what
The
messed me
rhyming
up.
couplets, yeah.
It's the rhyming, and it has to be weird, and it has to be an iambic pentameter, and I just completely gave up. I then thought of, messing up a Shakespearean sonnet to make it Vergon, but I thought you might take that as too much of an insult.
No, Shakespeare can bear it all.
I thought that was. Yeah, but. Yeah, I think they figured out what the pens are.
Have you read The Meaning of Life?
No, I haven't.
Well, The Meaning of Life is a little book, and basically it's a lot of place names, but So what he's done is he's taken place names from England and Scotland and Wales, which a lot of our place names are
The
very
microphone
odd.
has been left behind, so
And
whilst you've been getting
made
footage,
definitions out of it.
viewers at
So it's a
home,
little
of
dictionary.
us moving around the library, you're going to be mostly hearing Miss Emily and Elma talking
but-
about doing that. So that should be interesting.
Arthur was too busy.
I'm rooting for the rat.
With the infinite improbability drive. Ford, he said, there's an infinite number of monkeys outside who want to talk to you about the script for Hamlet they've worked out.
Oh, it's something about like monkeys and
Yeah,
they
monkeys
could
and
all like.
typewriters, they'd write Shakespeare.
I just want to say I am rooting for rat. Can I?
It's a mouse.
It's a
It is
rat.
a mouse. It's in the book. It's a mouse.
When we get
Of course.
alliteration in there, didn't she?
The one with the UV light. Okay, guys, I got it. These are UV pens. How does this work? Physics students may find this easier. Is anyone a physics student? I'm going to look at the pen.
That would be all good choices.
That's a clever clue. No one
How
else,
does
that's a
this
very
work?
clever clue.
How does UV?
Is that in like a section?
Maybe physics section
Or maybe that goes upstairs. I don't know.
or downstairs, depending on physics.
What is it to do with like lights?
What is
how
it?
does
How
it-
does this work?
UV.
What? Like, you can
What
look
is
at
it
the
that's going to
hint.
work out it works?
There is
Shall I look at the hint, guys? Yeah. Alright. Hint. How do we arrange books in the library?
A to B with seconds.
Yes? No?
Only up
Fairly.
here is it?
Go.
Is it?
Numbers.
No,
Okay, I think they've got it.
I think so.
Right,
Are you off to Z? Are you off to Z? If so, why? Explain.
they got it. There we go.
Okay. Alibi number 5.
Oh, I forgot.
Can I have the pen, please?
Wrong side.
How could Marvin do it? He's too busy arguing with a door. Life, don't take me... Don't talk to me about life.
Who was it then?
This leaves
Oh,
only one possible
Wow.
suspect.
We
It's
knew
a
it.
mouse.
The mouse stole
It's
the
squishy.
Heart of
pot
gold.
of gold. Wow.
I think if it's stealing
Clever
something, it's
mouse.
clearly a rat.
It's quite big, probably eat it.
Well, it does. In the book, the mouse has an accomplice.
Oh yeah.
Another mouse.
Another mouse.
Another rat.
Right. It has thus returned the unstealable spaceship, of course, and would like to offer prizes for everyone who was clever enough to catch it.
Thank you, Eleanor.
Please open this and evenly distribute. Or somewhat evenly distribute.
Very good.
Right. If you want to have
I think
one,
we did
I
very well,
guess.
Eleanor.
I'm just trying to remember if they give the mice
You guys choose one
names.
first.
Oh, one of the mice in this book is
think
called
he's brilliant.
Frankie, the other is called Benji. So that can be either Benji or
It's like
Frankie.
How many
gelatin
can we
or something. I
have?
don't have it.
I think those do have gelatin.
Yeah,
I'm
I
very
do.
sorry.
Is it?
Do you want me to have a look for you? Because I also can't have gelatin. That does have gelatin. As a consolation prize, would you like to take this rat home?
No, it's alright.
No, I don't want it.
Yes, I'd love to take the rat.
I would also like
Hey,
to
there we go.
offer UV pens to anyone who wants.
Anyone want a UV pen?
Please grab pens.
Four, isn't it? So
Wait, I
you
want
can
the
have a
pink
UV pen.
one.
No, there's
Is there anything,
7. There's more.
anything else
I
you want to give
also
away
have more in
while you're at it?
Well, if anyone wants any of the
Does anyone want a towel?
miniatures,
Or-
no, that's my towel. If anyone wants any of the miniatures, or perhaps my head.
Some things to remember the Litsoc talk by, guys, when it's sitting on your mantelpiece. No,
No.
no takers for the head, apparently. Okay,
Only if the head has something written on it.
No, I didn't think to write
that would be
it on the
impressive
head.
if there was.
Wait, does it have the?
No.
Oh, it has the UV stuff.
You could write 42 on it.
Can I write 42
42
on
on
it?
it.
You
No.
may.
You There we go. Now, maybe now you want to keep it. Now that you've done that.
I'm very sorry
Even
about.
after writing 42 on it, she doesn't want to keep it.
I'm so sorry about gelatin. I completely.
Isn't too hot.
Have another.
You do get the rat.
Yes, Rhea, have another chocolate biscuit.
I've got the rat.
No, the rat's enough. The rat is sufficient compensation.
It's 2 hearts.
Yes, thank you, Alna. Well done. That was a lot of fun. Okay.
Mystery to add to the Lit Soc
Compendium. And so that's the back of the head. So just a reminder, there is no Lit Soc next week, of course, sadly, because of the fashion show. But we will return in 2 weeks' time, and I can't remember what with, but I'll send you an email beforehand, like I normally do.
Brilliant.
Okay, right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, and thank you again, Eleanor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.